Jesus loved to show mercy. John chapter 8, as we begin the chapter, illustrates that perfectly for us. The scribes and the Pharisees had caught a woman in the very act of adultery. So they brought her and they cast her before Jesus and they said, we caught her in the very act. Moses in his law says that such a one ought to be stoned, but what do you say? Jesus didn't say anything. Instead, he stooped down and began writing with his finger in the sand. They got impatient. And they pressed Jesus and they said, "Come on, teacher, tell us, what is your judgment?" So he stood up and he said, "Let the one who is without sin cast the first stone." And he stooped and continued writing in the sand. As he stooped this next time, they noticed what he was writing. And they noticed that in the sand, he was writing the sins they ought to be condemned for. Those sins they thought were secret, that were shielded, they thought that nobody knew about. There he was, spelling them out clearly for them to read. And one by one, those guilty condemners slipped away. See, they were completely happy when the eye of condemnation was pointed at somebody else, but they were not so happy that day. But you know, Jesus showed them mercy. The woman was guilty. Everybody knew that, but everybody thought that those scribes and the Pharisees, they were righteous men. He knew better. But he didn't clear up the misconception that the people had of them. He wanted to show them mercy too. Jesus lives to show us mercy. Jesus not only lives, he died so that he would have the right to. He paid our penalty. You see, all of us are guilty, caught in the very act. There's a record up in heaven. The Bible tells us there's books of remembrance and books of record of our sins. We've been caught red-handed, but Jesus lives to give us mercy. His words to the woman that day were, "I do not condemn you. Go and sin no more." And he could speak them because he had died so that we could be forgiven and have life. I'm John Claiborne, senior pastor of the Danbury Bethel Seventh-day Adventist Church on 67 Turkey Plain Road in Bethel, Connecticut. And I'd like to invite you to come Saturday morning as we celebrate the Sabbath by Sabbath school classes. We have children's Sabbath school, and I'm recording this video in the beginner class, but we have classes for all ages into adulthood, something that would be a blessing to everybody. We come for the family service, and where we come and worship the Lord together, all the generations that we have from newborn all the way up to 100. We'd love to have you as a part of us as we celebrate the love and the mercy and the justice of God in prayer, in song, and in the proclamation of his word. Love to see you this coming Sabbath. But whether we see you this Sabbath or one of them a little more distant, I want to thank you for listening to this little message today. God bless you.